Sold when it counted. What two tough closings reveal about choosing the right broker. Behind every sold sign at We Sell Restaurants is a broker who made it happen. Two recent closings prove that point better than any sales pitch could. In Cape Coral, Florida, David Whitcomb of our FL Naples territory delivered a qualified buyer on an urgent timeline for a seller facing serious health challenges. In Dahlonega, Georgia, Robert Klaus of our GA North East territory sold a restaurant that had sat on the market for 3 years, while two other brokers came up empty. Different markets, different circumstances, same result. A closed transaction. Here is how these two restaurant brokers got it done. David Whitcomb delivers in Cape Coral. When timing mattered most. David Whitcomb serves the We Sell Restaurants Florida Naples territory, covering one of the most dynamic restaurant markets in the country. Cape Coral is among the fastest growing communities on the Gulf Coast, and David has built his business on knowing which buyers are hunting for opportunities there before the listings ever hit the market. That local depth became the deciding factor in listing number 32635. The seller brought genuine culinary credentials to the business, with a professional background in Italian food and sauce production. But serious health concerns made the daily demands of restaurant ownership unsustainable. The owner needed to exit without sacrificing the value that had been built. Health-driven sales are where a broker's skill gets tested. Every month on the market adds strain to an owner who needs to step away. David also carried a unique advantage into this assignment. This transaction marked the third time the same restaurant has sold in the last 7 years, and those sales have moved through We Sell Restaurants. David understood exactly what made the site valuable and which buyers would see it the same way. Rather than waiting for the market to come to him, David matched the listing against his buyer network in Southwest Florida and delivered a heavyweight. The buyer is an experienced franchisee who currently owns 26 franchise locations across 4 different brands and had been actively searching for the right site to add a Hungry Howie's to their development territory. The Cape Coral location was an obvious fit. As a second-generation restaurant space, the infrastructure was already in place, dramatically lowering conversion costs and shortening the timeline to opening day, in a market adding rooftops faster than it adds restaurants. David guided the transaction from the first conversation through closing. The seller achieved the timely exit the situation demanded, and a 26-unit operator secured a prime conversion site for their next location. That is what it looks like when a broker's market knowledge meets a client's urgent need. Robert Klaus sells the Dahlonega listing 2 other brokers could not. Robert Klaus represents the We Sell Restaurants Georgia Northeast territory, a region anchored by charming, high-traffic mountain towns like Dahlonega. With its historic Gold Rush Square, thriving wine trail, university population, and steady tourism, Dahlonega is the kind of market where restaurants should sell. Yet listing number 28882 had been on the market for 3 years, and 2 other brokers had failed to close it. For the seller, who had never owned a restaurant before entering the business, those 3 years were an exercise in frustration. A listing that sits that long carries baggage, with buyers wondering what is wrong and sellers doubting a deal is possible at all. Robert saw it differently. A stale listing is usually a positioning and reach problem, not proof that a business cannot sell. The fundamentals in Dahlonega were strong. What the opportunity needed was a broker who could reposition it and put it in front of the buyers most likely to act. Backed by the industry's largest database of restaurant buyers, Robert targeted experienced multi-concept operators already growing in North Georgia, instead of waiting for a first-time buyer to stumble onto the listing. The strategy worked. The buyer Robert delivered already owns 2 other locations of the Broncos brand plus additional restaurant concepts, and they were actively searching for their next location. Dahlonega fit their expansion plans perfectly. Robert guided both sides through diligence and closed the transaction that had eluded the competition for 3 years. The client's verdict says it all. They were so pleased with Robert's work that they capped the closing with a Google review, the clearest endorsement any broker can earn. 2 brokers, 1 standard, David Whitcomb and Robert Klaus worked very different deals, but the through line is unmistakable. Both are restaurant brokers who specialize in one thing, and that focus is exactly why their clients closed while others waited. Both brokers knew their markets cold. David's history with the Cape Coral location and Robert's read on North Georgia's buyer pool were the product of territory-level expertise that generalist business brokers simply do not have. Both brokers went and found the buyer. A 26-unit franchisee and a multi-concept Broncos operator were identified, engaged, and matched to the right opportunity through the We Sell Restaurants platform and each broker's own network. Both brokers managed the deal from first call through closing. Pricing, positioning, confidentiality, diligence, and the 100 small moments where transactions fall apart were all handled by a professional trained through the Certified Restaurant Broker curriculum, the only designation of its kind in the industry. Ready to work with a broker like this? If you own a restaurant in Southwest Florida, David Whitcomb of the WSR FL Naples territory should be your first call. If you are in North Georgia, Robert Klaus of the WSR GA North East territory just proved he can sell the listings other brokers cannot. And wherever you are in the country, a We Sell Restaurants certified restaurant broker brings the same standard to your market. Congratulations to David, Robert, their sellers, and their buyers on 2 well-earned closings. Frequently asked questions. What should I do if my restaurant listing expired without selling? Do not assume your restaurant cannot sell. The Dahlonega listing sat for 3 years with 2 other brokers before Robert Klaus closed it. A stale listing is usually a pricing, positioning, or reach problem. Start fresh with a certified restaurant broker who brings access to the industry's largest database of restaurant buyers. Who is buying independent restaurants right now? Experienced multi-unit operators are among the most active buyers in the market. In these 2 transactions alone, one buyer owned 26 franchise locations across 4 brands, and the other owned 2 Broncos brand locations plus additional concepts. These operators buy existing restaurants and second-generation spaces as fast, cost-effective paths to growth. How do I find the We Sell Restaurants broker for my market? Visit WeSellRestaurants.com to connect with the certified restaurant broker serving your territory, or call 404-8006-700. Ready to write your own success story? Visit WeSellRestaurants.com for a free valuation or call 404-800-6700 to connect with the restaurant broker in your territory.